Everybody, Erica Robinson here from In the Company of Cards. Welcome. Welcome back. We have a lot more viewers than we did last time, which is something I feel like I say every time we meet. We're almost at, I would say, almost at 16,000. That's a lot. So I guess it's worth my repeating sort of what I do and who I am and why I'm here and how I see myself uh, being here moving forward. So I am a Lenormand expert. Lenormand is a 36 card European divination system. And I read for private clients, of course. So if you want to hit me up for a reading, go ahead and do that. Right under the video, you'll see a button and you can find information about my book, my course, how to reach me if you'd like a personal reading. Um, but anyway, I started this channel 4 months ago almost. Um, in the, when we were in the election cycle and everybody was all excited, including me. And I do predictive readings with Lenormand. I also write on Substack, and it's also called In the Company of Cards. And I use tarot there as well as Lenormand and an African oracle called the Adinkra. Um, and I think I probably wax more poetic and philosophical over there, but I do talk about the same kinds of issues that I talk about here. Um, I had hoped to create a welcoming, inviting space to do these predictive readings and to teach people a little bit about the Lenormand system, which in a lot of ways can be more accessible to the average person than, for example, tarot, which can involve years of study. Um, and then, things have gone the way they've gone. And a lot of people who do my kind of work, I don't know any people who do Lenormand this way, but a lot of tarot readers, card readers have either gone sort of underground or have talked about the fact that they're contemplating going underground. Um, I had vowed that I would not do that, that I will stay here for the duration of these next years, which promise to be dark and difficult. That's what I see, so that's what I'm saying. And we've created a really lovely community here. I have marveled often and out loud about the how few trolls there are, and I'm thrilled. Um, but I also am going to say that I have very good boundaries. So I want to be able to guard my personal peace, just like we're all trying to do. People come here a lot of times, they say they like my voice, that it's calm and it's ASMR. Um, my words maybe don't necessarily always feel calm and ASMR, and that's because I'm a realist and I don't blow smoke, and I'm not going to tell you things just because you want to hear them. There are plenty of people you can go to on YouTube, of course, who will tell you what you want to hear. That's not me. I do invite commentary. My comments section tends to be very active, and I'm delighted by that. But I will say I'm not here to argue with anyone. So, for example, I did a reading last time on Matt Gaetz, and I saw that he would get neither this new position of Attorney General, nor would he stay in the Congress. And I had people in my comments section telling me how wrong I am, um, because he was going to be able to go back to Congress, et cetera, et cetera. Understand this. When I pull cards and I say what I say, um, that's not my opinion. It's what the cards are showing me. I read the cards and I also use my intuition. So if you're going to argue in my comments section about why I'm wrong and whatever, save your breath because I won't engage with that. Um, if you are here, to tell me how to do what I do, that's not going to be too productive either. So just know that you are welcome here as long as you um, abide by those rules, which is this is my channel. These are my cards. These are my readings. Perhaps your cards will tell you something different if you read. Perhaps another reader whom you go to will tell you something different than me. And that's fine. That's okay. Um, moving forward, as I've mentioned, I have some plans for how I want the channel to go. Um, I may do less predictive reading. We'll see. Um, I like doing predictive readings, but I also think that the cards have other uses as well that can help us, as I say, um, navigate the times that we're about to go into. If you are here to tell me Kamala is the 47th president, I'm going to say that I agree with you. That was her destiny. I will also add her destiny was stolen from her. She will not be the one inaugurated. America has yet to learn her lesson. America has yet to look in the mirror and see who she really is. And I will just jump to a poll. This is a CBS News poll, and for whatever that's worth, but CBS, it's a news source, legacy, aka considered legitimate, whatever, news source. But they did a poll on the approval rating of 45's handling of his transition, meaning the gathering of his cabinet. And they did another poll on how people feel about Trump winning. So let's start with that. On the subject of 45 winning another term, turns out 31% are happy about that, and 24% are satisfied with that. 23% are dissatisfied, and 21% are angry. Count me in the 21%. But when you then distill the percentages even more, 55% of Americans are happy that he got elected. 44% are not. That is who we are. Again, we don't have to like it, but we do have to acknowledge it. We can't just do like, oh, you can't see me. No, we see it, it sees us. Now, in terms of the transition, as you can imagine, these percentages are in line with what I just read you. 59% of people polled in the CBS News poll, 59% approve of the way 45 is handling his transition, which is to say, approve of his picks, his nominees. 41% disapprove. So, you know, if you are still back at the ranch thinking that the white knight's going to come in on a white horse and save us all from what's coming, this is not the channel for you. Now, this channel, I am trying to look with very clear eyes at what's heading our way. And again, to help us navigate it. So I'm just saying this up front. You don't need to stay. If you'd like to stay, I'd love to have you. But if this is not for you, peace, may the force be with you and God also. Um, yeah. So I wanted to read on a couple of things. One is the fact that, as you know, Jack Smith has essentially, um, you know, um, packed up his bags and left town. The cases that he had against 45 will dissolve into nothing, which of course was 45's intention in running. So I just would like to know, how's Jack feeling? How's Jack feeling? This was, a gut punch of news for probably most of us who watch this channel. Um, but let's see how Jack's doing. So I'm cutting the deck into three. I'm just going to pull, I think, five cards. And I'm going to look for the older man because that will stand for Jack. So here's Jack. Uh, and the cards are the book, the fish, Jack Smith, the snake, and the moon. I'm going to say that he is he is feeling emotional about this, as are a lot of us. He's feeling emotional, kind of also feeling at loose ends. You know, what does this mean for who I am and the work that I did and my team did? He doesn't know. It's just he's in process of figuring it out. It's like he got sucker punched. I mean, he's the one obviously who suspended the cases because he had to. Uh, Also, the fish, which is about how he feels. This is the card for emotion. He feels not good. So I think, if you are that kind of person who believes in sending good thoughts to someone, I think he fought the good fight. And we are what we are, where we are, because it's apparently who we want to be. Please do not fill my feed with things like, I'm not like that. I didn't vote for him. Don't center yourself. I say we when I say this is who we are. I'm not like that either. But understand there's a collective responsibility that we all face here. And there's a collective price that we all will pay until all of us understand and see ourselves clearly face to face. Okay. I wanted to look to see whether Pam Bondi, uh, she of Florida Trump connection fame, whether she will be confirmed as Attorney General. She is obviously much less problematic than Gates was, but she does have her own issues. So let's see if Pam Bondi will be confirmed as Attorney General. So I'm going to look for, um, she's not old. I'll do her a solid and let her be the younger woman in the deck. Okay. So this will stand for Pam Bondi. Okay. So we have 45. This card now stands for 45. We have the lily. We have the younger woman, which is Pam Bondi. We have the cross, and we have the fish. Now, I will say that where I told you that fish in the previous reading that I just did was emotion, Jack Smith's emotion, here is something different. Pam Bondi is a little bit compromised, entertainment purposes only YouTube, about her finances. there's a little story about compensation that she may or may not have received for services rendered to 45. And this was not a salaried compensation. This was more sort of a reward for services rendered. So she will have difficulty because of this money situation. But, generally speaking, Congresses like to give presidents their picks, generally speaking. But let's just see what will happen with this cross. Okay, so the cards I drew on the cross are the ship, the house, and the tree. So, these are her ethical problems. But it looks like she sails past these problems right into the administration. Because she's one of the loyal ones who've been there since the beginning. She's part of the family, so to speak, a family of Trump loyalists. Um, Here on the fish, I drew the sun, the clouds, and the older woman shows up. That's interesting. I think that to whatever degree she gets grilled in Congress, it will be at the hands of probably Black women, whom she means no good, just saying, once she gets into office. And Black women know that. So I think the Black women of Congress will hold her feet to the fire. I think they will shine a light on her dubious dealings with 45 in the past, entertainment purposes only, dubious dealings. So, but I suspect that in the end, she will be nominated. I mean, she will be confirmed. Okay. Uh, Another uh, person I'd like to look at is Pete Hegseth, and he is up for Secretary of Defense. He's a guy who's like I don't know, like an anchor and not even a prime time anchor, let me just say, on Fox. Uh, and he's being rewarded by 45. This is the guy with the Nazi tattoo and the allegations of uh, drugging and raping more than one woman, entertainment purposes only, YouTube. So will he be our next Secretary of Defense? He's not an old man. We'll use the young man for him. He's not as young as the card, but he's not old either. So we'll use the young man for him. Will Pete Hegseth be confirmed? So we're looking for the young man. Hiding deep in the deck. There he is. Okay. So this stands for Pete Hegseth, the nominee for Secretary of Defense. We are living in the upside down. So we have the ship, we have the rider. Here's Pete Hegseth. We have the garden, and we have the sun. I suspect he will be confirmed because we are as we always were, only naked now. Okay. Uh, and then I also would like to look at Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard is sort of historically confused. She was a Democrat until she became a Republican. She has had meetings on her own with Syria's president. She's considered by many to be a Russian, Russia friendly, we'll say, entertainment purposes only. She, of course, has been nominated as Director of National Intelligence. Can you imagine? And yet, and yet, 59% of Americans are all good with these choices. So let's look at Tulsi Gabbard and see whether she will be confirmed as Director of National Intelligence. Okay. I'll use the young woman for her. I don't know how old she is, but she looks young. I'll throw her that bone at least. Okay, so this is going to be Tulsi Gabbard. We're looking to see if she will be, in fact, confirmed as the Director of National Intelligence. Okay, I may pull a couple of clarifiers, but we have the lily, we have the birds, we have Tulsi Gabbard in the middle, we have the rider, and we have the letter. Um, I'm going to pull a clarifier, maybe just one, on the rider and on the letter. And okay, so you know, she will want to put at ease, which is the lily, any talk of her being uh compromised compromised by the Russians or the Syrians. She will want to put that to rest. Here she is in the middle. And so the rider, news, and then letter. She will be asked and she will provide paperwork that will, at the very least, we'll call it, give the impression that she's above board, not up to no good, that she is trustworthy and would be trustworthy as the Director of National Intelligence. Now, I drew one clarifier on this rider, and it's the whip. Again, she will be grilled. Of course, these hearings will be televised for whatever it's worth. She will be grilled hard on this by I would say primarily the Democrats, um, and be asked to provide information that corroborates her position that she is not compromised. And the clarifiers for that are tree, clover, and ship. I think she'll get lucky and she'll move forward. And she probably will be um, confirmed as our Director of National Intelligence. It's better to see with clear eyes than to just sort of grope around in the dark, hoping for the best, which I still see some people out there doing. And again, there are readers who will tell you something different, tell you whatever it is that you want to hear. So if you prefer that flavor of reading, this is not for you. Okay. I think I want to end with something that I probably won't be looking at too much moving forward, but I looked at it quite a bit during the election cycle, as have other readers, and I'm curious. I want to see how 45 is doing health wise, and I'm going to use the tree for that card for that subject because the tree is the card for health in all its forms. mental, emotional, spiritual, physical. I just want to see how, I mean, not for nothing, as they say in Jersey, where I used to live, not for nothing, he should be on top of the world, wouldn't you think? I don't know that he is. So let's see how 45's health's doing. Again, YouTube, entertainment purposes only. Okay, so we're looking for the tree. Another card deep in the deck for whatever reason. Okay, here we go. So this stands for 45's health. And I'm putting the two cards that come to the left, the two cards that preceded him to the left, and then the two cards that would have followed him to the right. And I may pull a clarifier. Um, yeah, maybe on the, okay, and here as well. And maybe on the tree itself. Okay. So the cards, the original line that I pulled are clouds, tower, tree, heart, and fish. Okay. So, there is this talk, and we've seen it ourselves as to his state of mind being confused, aka dementia in the making. So that's the first card. I think that it may affect his emotionalism. He may be more, uh, I would say labile, but I don't think he cries. Labile means teary. Maybe in the dark of night. I really think he doesn't know what up from down. Like, of course, he wanted to be elected because he doesn't want to go to jail. But I feel like everything feels emotionally um, swirling around him, and that it's more that than him being the actor on what's going on. So I think he's got some confusion going on. I do think also he feels isolated and alone. I mean, he's got those two sons, whatever. But Ivanka and Jared are not around. Melania is nowhere to be seen. Barron's busy trading Bitcoin and going to college, entertainment purposes only. So I think 45 feels isolated in terms of people who he can trust because they're blood, or they've taken a vow together or whatever. I think he's feeling isolated and confused. So then we have the tree, and then we have the heart and fish. Now, fish is emotion, that's true. But when I look at it together with the heart, I do think there are some heart issues. I'm not the first one to say that. I won't be the last one to say that. I don't know whether it's angina or, just sort of circulatory issues like, cardiac failure type issues, entertainment purposes only. But he definitely has heart issues. Um, I've drawn some clarifiers. I drew clarifiers on our health card, which is the tree, and I have letter, child, and the last card I'll show you in a second. I think he's been prescribed some new medication to make him more to get his energy up. That's how I'm going to put it. To make him more energetic and with the program, and to seem less foggy. So uh on the heart, we have clover, moon, and book. I think there are things about his heart that we don't know, obviously, that we're not being given information about. Um, but I do think that they affect his personality. Uh, pain can do that, exhaustion can do that. It can change your personality. I think people have noticed that. And I think he might be kind of up and down, very mercurial, up and down, Clover. Then back to this fish card. Now we have the stork. Well, that's positive change, but positive change for something that is has become chronic as opposed to acute, right? Like dementia doesn't go away. Heart issues, generally speaking, don't go away. They're chronic. And then we have this scythe here. Sometimes the scythe can be a card for an injection. And I said that I think he's taking some new medication. It can be a card for surgery, etc. But I think he's being medicated so that his cloudiness can be cut through, right? So that he's got longer periods of lucidity, we'll call it. So I still think his health is not good. Um, but I mean, we will see that. We'll notice how often he appears, how he seems when he appears, all of that. So we'll be able to make our own assessment. You don't have to go by what I'm saying. I just think he's got health issues and they affect his cognition and I think they affect his mood as well. And I do think he's being medicated for those. But that's as much as I can say. So thank you for those of you who watched yesterday's video where I had my oldest friend. She doesn't like me to say my oldest because, my longest friend, Nana Visitor from the Star Trek franchise, known as what was her character? Kira Nerys. We had a wonderful conversation, although I think I probably hogged more of the airtime just because I was so excited to have her. But on Sundays, I will be doing something different. I have some different people lined up whom I'm just going to sit and chat with. And I hope you'll enjoy those conversations and watch those and hit the like and subscribe button. I know that because I'm monetized now, you're seeing commercials, and I think I've toggled the right switch so that it's not so intrusive. Because, as a consumer of YouTube, there's nothing worse than being stopped every 5 seconds in your watching by a commercial. So I tried to toggle that a little bit and may have to continue to tweak it, but I hope you'll be patient with that. Again, if you're new, welcome. If you've been here for a while and you're hanging in there, I so appreciate you. I had not expected the channel to blow up in this way, but I'm delighted that it has. I wish that we were moving into um, what more gentle waters than the waters that we're about to wade into, but it is what it is. The people have spoken with a little help from some interference, and some non-voters and some women who sided with their oppressors. But anyway, I'll save that for, well, never. I've already talked about that. But anyway, I think we are about to navigate some troubled waters. I will stay with you as long as you all want me to. If this is the channel for you, as I say, you're very welcome here. So I'll see you soon. Take care.